What is up, everybody, and welcome to a new video. So you're probably looking at this video and you're like, haven't you done something like this in the past? Well, yes, I have, but we are gonna test it out a little bit differently. Oh my gosh, there's just like 4 cars that passed here in front of our gate. So anyway, yes, I've done this video in the past. So as you guys can see right over there, we have got a new battery installed in the car. So what I'm gonna do quickly is I gotta apologize to you guys first. I'm gonna drop a time frame right over here somewhere. So what you guys can do is just forward to the part where I'm gonna start actually data logging and everything and tell you guys what's going for what with this new battery. Is a new battery better than an old working fine battery and all of these things? First, I gotta just take a moment and apologize to you guys. I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks. Now, I have not forgotten about you. You guys are awesome. I'm just so darn upset with myself. I've got this weird kind of phobia, OCD kind of thing that every time when a car passes, that's why I was just smiling this big. Here comes another car. Oh, the burns. To have stuff like that in the video is not very nice. So making car videos is really time consuming, especially if you want to cut out stuff like that because you don't have control on who walks past or who drives past. And yeah, I'm still kind of camera shy, believe it or not, I am. So it's kind of really difficult. And at the same time, having a car channel is damn costly. I mean, even when you're data logging, you go to the road, when you do your quarter mile or just normal data logging, obviously you're flooring your car. Your car is at its worst, what else I was gonna say? It's at its worst fuel consumption rate. So it just devours your fuel. So obviously this is my, what do you call it? It's my racing car in that case. And then at the back over there, that is my daily. So even if this car stands for like 2 weeks, I'm fine with it because it's not the daily. So what happens with a car that stands? The battery goes flat. So that is exactly what happened. Actually, my last video, if you guys didn't see it, was where I reconditioned my turbo. I did my quarter pass. When I got home, everything was fine in that, so I just opened the engine bay just to make sure everything is fine. I do stuff like that. I hope you're doing the same. So obviously, I know that there's a new turbo in. I know I just gotta just look after, just make sure there's no leaks or anything visibly wrong with it. And guess what? There was a leak at the top inline feed for the oil. So yeah, just a small oil leak. So I saw there was some oil on top of the turbo. What happened was the car stood for 2 weeks, and this battery, obviously, if you don't drive a car that long, the battery goes flat. So afterwards, after I fixed the, what do you call it, the crusher valve, try to start the car was flat. What do? Trying to charge it here at home, but my charger was too small. So I had to take it to battery center. They actually charged it for me for like super cheap. It was like, what, like, I don't even know how much to translate it into dollars, but it was like extremely cheap. I was like, are you sure? You charged this thing all night and you want to tell me it was so little? So anyway, it worked, and the next week when I came back, it was dead again. So obviously now I realized that the battery, one of the cells or something is going out. So I did some battery shopping and stuff. I decided at the end of the day to take this battery over here. So let's talk a little bit about this battery. So welcome to the guys that missed that entire intro part. So the battery we have got in the car, I'm gonna compare it to my old battery. I like to give you guys figures like this so you guys know exactly what's going on. I mean, there's like a drag track right here in front of us. I can just do drag racing here in front of us with these cars passing. So anyway, so the previous battery I had in was an 84 amps an hour battery. Now, this is an 85 amps battery. Where did my wording go today? So anyway, it's an 85 amps battery, so it's a little bit bigger. Well, the size is actually identical. It's exactly the same size, but it's 1 amp an hour more. Also, it weighs 3 kilograms less. So the previous one weighed 24 kilograms. This one is 21 kilograms. I don't know what is the pounds difference. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go into the car, we're gonna data log the new battery. So I just wanna see, for curiosity, I'm gonna compare it to the old data log. I just wanna see if the new battery compared to the old battery, what does 5 years to a battery result in? Like we saw previously under hard acceleration, wide open throttle, it drops about 0.8 volts if I'm not mistaken. So how much volts is a brand new battery gonna drop? Is it also going to be 0.8 volts, because that's also dependent on the alternator, but the battery is a bit stronger, it's fresh. So that is what we're going to see in today's video. We're going to see, does a new battery indeed help get maybe a little bit more voltage power under wide open throttle? Let's get into the car. Sorry guys, just to quickly give you guys a look here at the battery. Actually got to turn it around. So as you guys can see here, sorry, my voice just went all weird. There's 85 amps in our battery. It's a 12 volt battery. And this is a lead acid battery. So yeah, it's kind of still on the heavy side. I wanted to go lithium, but lithium ion batteries are way expensive. Like, it is ridiculously expensive. So that will have to happen another day. For our data log, we are going to use VCDS. So if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to give you guys a quick briefing on where to go and etc. But if you guys want to see a really in-depth video about this, I'll drop a card for you guys in the top right corner. I think it's this side. It's always vice versa for some reason. So anyway, our car currently is idling. It's actually just kind of heating up from standing overnight. So we're going to go here to select control module. And then obviously what we're going to do is connect to the engine, because the battery system falls under the engine management. There we go, quickly connecting. So right over here at advanced measurement values, that's where we're going to go. We're going to get this block over here. And what we're going to say is we are going to click on engine speed. This is just going to show us where our RPM is. And then obviously we can see where our voltage drop is and by how much. So what we're going to do is, it's already up here, voltage terminal, but we're just going to search voltage. We're going to look at voltage terminal. This is what your battery is currently at. As you guys can see, obviously because the car is charging, it's at 13.8. And then what we're going to do is we are going to look here at supply voltage. So they will always be very close to each other, because obviously if you throw 100 milliliters over the flow, obviously will attack both of them. Same as with the alternator. The alternator is supplying the battery voltage, so it can't supply 10 volts and expect the battery to be 13 volts. So even the alternator is at 13 volts, so the battery should also be at 13 volts. So as you guys can see there, okay, it's just in different measurement values, but 13,900, 13.9. Okay, so we're gonna quickly go to the road and we are gonna test this out. So once again, please be safe whenever you do this. Find an open road that no one is on. You're gonna do your pull. I really recommend using a lower gear. Yes, fourth gear might give you the best results, but it's gonna be super unsafe because you're gonna go in very high speeds, and obviously your road has got a speed limit. So in that case, I'm gonna do it in third gear. So we're gonna do our pull, we're gonna come back home, and we're gonna analyze how the results actually is. So we are in a safe road currently. So what I'm doing is I'm in third gear locked. I'm gonna reach over, I'm gonna click start, foot to the floor. Oh, sorry, it kicked down over there. Let's try again. There we go. Okay, so the car automatically shifted. I got a smile over there. It actually did feel, oh, we're just gonna press stop. So the car actually did feel pretty good there for some reason. If I could feel like when the turbo kicked in, it felt a little bit better. But once again, I haven't driven the car in what, 2-3 weeks? So that literally means I've been driving the daily. The daily has got absolutely no power. Sorry for the screen shaking. I gotta get a better stand. So let's quickly head home and see what the results is of that pull. Let's see how much the voltage has dropped. We are back safely at home now, the best place to actually sit and properly analyze your data log. So what we're going to do is we are going to compare the run from now compared to the previous run to see the battery difference. And that's why it's so important to data log your car. You can actually see if your car is getting better or worse or whatever the case is.
So right here in front of me, I've got my old data log file with me here. It's not the new one. I haven't uploaded the new one yet. I first want us to actually see what the difference was before. Then we're going to compare it to the difference of now. So this over here, to give you guys a quick briefing, this is our pool. So we were in third gear here, and we actually floored it. It went all the way up till about, call it 6,143 RPMs. The car obviously has got like a shift limit. It shifted to fourth gear and I let off the throttle. So let's quickly get our voltage from our battery out. So actually, most of the time you run with your alternator's battery. So I think, okay, let's for now just do one by one. So right over here, you guys can see voltage terminal. So we're gonna look, this is the battery. So we're going to look quickly at what was the highest. So right over here, as you guys can see, we floored it somewhere over here. So under wide open throttle, the highest voltage reading was 14.4. Sorry guys, I'm just writing it in on my phone on the calculator. So we can just give you guys a little bit of a better reading and understanding. So for our lowest voltage, it looks like this one over here is at 13.87. Is there anything lower? 13.9, no, so 13 minus 13.87 equals to 0.57 voltage. Sorry, I just took a screenshot quick. So a total of 0.57 voltage drop under wide open throttle. So let's quickly take the battery out, and we are going to put in the, what do you call it, the alternator. So the alternator will actually move a little bit more because the battery already has got energy. Obviously it will be kind of closer towards each other, but for the alternator, it's totally based on the alternator on how to charge the car. So even if you guys did not know, I did not know as well until recently, you can actually start your car with a battery inside and then totally remove the battery and your car will still function properly. So obviously it won't be the best, it's not recommended, but it can actually work. So let's quickly go over the highest readings. As you guys can see, here is where we open throttled. This one I would say is the highest. It's also at 14.44, exactly 14.44. Going over here, it dropped to 13.860 minus 13.860, a total of 0.58% drop. So I think the previous one was 0.57. I actually took a screenshot. Let me just go to our gallery. Sorry for this. Yeah, it was 0.57. Sorry, I just saw it actually went a little bit darker there. The lighting here is very bad. It's because I'm standing under the carport. So anyway, as you guys can see, we did not have a massive drop in voltage at all. So for the battery, it was 0.57, and for the alternator, it was 0.58. Okay, so let's quickly upload the new file so we can see how it did. This video turned out completely different than I was hoping it to be. So as soon as I uploaded my new data log, you guys won't believe it, the files were corrupted. So I had to go do my run again. So when I got back home, I uploaded the new log and I was about to do the video. The voltage for some reason wasn't right. I don't know what was up with that. So I was like, no, this is not right, because right over here, I've got one of these cigarette lighter battery voltage stuff. So it tells you the voltage and also the temperature of your battery, which I remember I told you guys that this car is prone to standing for long durations. So whenever I get into the car and it won't start, the quickest way for me to see is what is the battery voltage at, because I know the car is in good condition. The only thing that can let me down is the battery. So this device will show me that the battery is 14.4 volts where it is supposed to be at. But when I look on my VCDS, it's showing that it's like at 14 volts or 13.9 volts. So I was like, that's not right. Either this device, I don't even know what you call it. Either this device is wrong or the VCDS is giving me the wrong reading, because we all know that the new battery should be coded. So then I told myself there's only one way to find out. and that is to get my voltmeter. Sorry guys, I usually just cable tie it. It's just so much easier without all the cables hanging around. So I went to go and check out what my battery voltage was. Let me quickly show you guys a demonstration on what is happening so you can have a clear understanding of what's going on. So let's quickly just have a recap. Sorry about that. I actually messed up the part of the video. As you guys can see here, it's 14 volts. On VCDS, it's 13.7 average, 13.8. Just another look, 14 volts. Let's quickly go over here. So I placed the voltmeter over here, negative. I got it attached to the terminal, placing it here on 14.8 volts. And obviously this is the car standing still. Once you drive, it actually lifts up a bit. 14.1. Let's go and have a look. 14.1 volts, looking there. 13.8, come on VCDS. So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna continue with the video. So what you're gonna see is, obviously because VCDS is reading lower at this current moment, why I am not sure. I think it has to do because we did not code the battery, but we're gonna do it in a different video. We're not gonna do it on this video. And sorry guys, I am so hot. I've been spending the last 2 hours in this car trying to find out what the heck is going on. Literally, I've tried to code it. I'm not winning, so I'm gonna go do more research on it and etc. So that's why I'm saying that we're gonna do it in the next video or in an upcoming future video. So what's gonna happen now is technically we're gonna compare the previous run compared to this run over here. So let's say this was the previous run. Its highest voltage and its lowest voltage. The measurements we're about to see now is going to be obviously lower because VCDS is not reading it properly, but we're not going to compare the height of the voltage. We're going to compare the difference between the highest and the lowest to see if a new battery can actually maintain a better voltage, or a more stable voltage throughout a wide open throttle pool. So I got my calculator over here. So sorry, I don't know if this is mirrored correctly for you guys, but yeah, on my screen is not. So anyway, this is a 0.57 for the battery drop, sorry guys, from the first run. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly compare it. So we're going to look for the highest one. Let me just quickly go to my calculator. So right over here, as you guys can see here in the top is where it was the highest. And how much is that? 14.08. And then now we got to find the lowest one. So obviously this one over here is the lowest, but it is not because it was not during wide open throttle. As you guys can see, we actually let go here, and then obviously it was probably with the shift and etc. And then we free down. So the lowest one is actually this one over here, which is 13.59. So we're gonna say minus 13.59, and that's equal to 49, so 0.49 drop. So I'm disappointed. So here it shows you once again that changing a battery is not gonna help you that much. Obviously, if your battery is gone for a cell is broken or whatever the case is, then it might be a big difference. But in this case, the previous battery was 5 years old, and this is a brand new battery, and we're at 0.49 from 0.57. I mean, improvement is improvement, right? But that is a what? 0.8 improvement. That's not even a 0.1. Well, it's very, very close to being a 0.1. So is it worth the money to get a new battery? No, if yours work, just use it. That's my opinion right now. So let's quickly go. After that, the alternator had a 0.58 drop. So I do hope once again it's mirrored properly for you. Otherwise, let's quickly hide this one. We're going to go to supply voltage, which is the alternator. We're going to look for the highest one under the wide open throttle pool. It's this one right over here. It is at 14.04. Okay, so let's go and minus it with the lowest one, which is right over here at 13.56. And that is a whopping 0.48 drop. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you guys, installing a battery to get better performance If your battery is working, don't do it. I'm telling you guys, the battery prices are skyrocketing. I wanted to put in a lithium battery, but they were just way too expensive. So in the long run, because let's say if my battery have never failed on me, one of the cells on the inside didn't go kaboom. Okay, it didn't go kaboom, don't get me wrong, it just failed on me. So obviously the car doesn't have enough cranking amps to start the car up. So obviously in that case, if your battery is working, keep your battery as long as possible. So anyway guys, it has been a warm hot day here in the car. I'm gonna drop this video right over here. At least now we can see the car has improved a little bit with the voltage droppage. Not a lot though, not a lot at all, but also the new battery is 1 amps an hour more. I mean, it could even be because it is 1 amps an hour more. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And then also the battery weighs 3 kilograms less. So we save a little bit on weight, our voltage doesn't drop that much, and we got 1 amp an hour more. For the price of it, it's not worth it. But if you have got money to spend, go ahead and do it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry for this complete mixed up of a video. At least this is how we learn. If we never data logged it, we wouldn't have even knew if the new battery is better or if it's worse, or we wouldn't have even knew that we had to code it or something from that sort. I mean, improvement on improvement, right? So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the logo at the bottom right corner to subscribe. If you want to see a similar video, hit any icon on the screen, and then I'll see all of you legends in my next video. But for now, peace out everyone.